Hi, my name is Kayla Jacobs. I'm an account executive at Writer. I have a slight focus on working with existing clients, but I also help bring on new clients to our book of business.
Jess Tourville. I'm an enterprise account executive at Writer. I've been here for almost a year and a half at this point.
My name's Alice. I've been at Writer for almost a year and a half now. Today, I am the head of SDR and PLG.
Hi, my name is Nicole Morris. I'm an enterprise account executive here at Writer, and really my role is all about helping companies to transform with generative AI.
Writer really stood out to me with May, having a female CEO, having so much female leadership, and then having that female CEO at the helm being so loud and proud and intelligent and coming in with her persona. You always want to have someone that you can look up to that's doing the thing that you ultimately want to do or showing that leadership that you're trying to evolve into. And so having May be here was a really big factor for me in actually coming to Writer.
So I actually was introduced to Writer by a really good friend of mine who was actually a sales executive as well here. She came over about 6 months to a year before I did and just had amazing things to say, specifically, honestly, around the diversity of the company.
Generative AI was an area of interest, but to me, more importantly, I look for leaders who can articulate a vision that's leaps and bounds above the market.
Sales and tech have historically been very male-dominated industries, and stepping into these spaces as a woman can feel both challenging and empowering. Really early in my career, I often found myself as the only woman in the room, which came with its own pressures, feeling like I had to prove myself and justify my expertise much more than others.
I've been doing tech sales at this point for 12, 13 years. I can probably count on one to maybe two hands the close female colleagues I've had during those 12 years.
Specifically for sales, and I would say enterprise sales, the presence of female leadership really gets the air gets thinner on the top. So without seeing somebody being able to thrive in that environment, you may not even realize that it could be an option for you.
A lot of the leaders that I'm speaking with are male, but that is starting to shift, right? As we're bringing in more AI-focused roles, as we're starting to think about where all of these different roles are coming from, I feel like the conversations that I'm having are starting to shift, but I would say it's still very much a male-dominated field. But I see a lot of hope for that changing in the next 5 years.
My entire team at Writer, I was one of the lucky ones that got a team under a female leader, and I had 3 other women on my team, and it was 1 male. So I've never been on a team that it weighted so heavily on the female side. So I think there's just been a huge shift from, if I look at any of my other jobs, I could barely pick 5, 6 women total that I was working with, and now I have 4 amazing role models just alone on my team. So I do see a shift, and I think it's really because of the utilization of AI.
In AI in particular, the challenge is even more pronounced because the space is really marked by very high expectations, but also a lot of noise. And everybody is expecting generative AI to be the next big thing. So very often, I'm walking into the boardroom after multiple AI companies, usually represented by men, have already walked in and pitched. Here is the thing that I've learned firsthand from May Habib, our CEO. When you walk in and you clearly know the market, you know their industry, you know their customers, you know your product and your value proposition better than anybody else, you really shift the conversation. And suddenly it's not about gender, it's about expertise. And the dynamic really changes.
For anyone that's ever met May, she's an absolute powerhouse, right? I think everything starts at the top, right? So I think having a female CEO and how that trickles down into all the different departments, whether it's sales or marketing, she cares about diversity, she cares about equality, she cares about all those things.
I found Writer to be a place where I think it's a huge testament to May's leadership. You really have a role model, and it gives you permission to express yourself in a different way, seeing that there's a female leader who has succeeded and carved out a space for herself in these very crowded room. And for me, as a female sales leader, I have learned and benefited from this representation of female leadership. And I found that there's a richness in just diverse thinking and different voices. You can challenge people so much more when you get the first part right, which is connect, right? And so when you have psychological safety amongst team members, when we know that we have each other's backs and our comments and our feedback is all coming from a good place, and at the end of the day, we're like tied to the hip and like are committed to resolving to something together. I think that's what I feel here at Writer.
So when I think a challenge for me, it changes on a daily basis, from the product to the value proposition to the need to the market to the landscape. It's constantly changing. It's changing at a pace that I've never experienced in like historically in any role that I've been in. So I think that's a huge challenge. But I think if you're not challenged, you're not learning, you're not growing, you're not getting out of your comfort zone. So I take it as a positive.
It's really encouraging anyone, especially women, to be able to speak up and voice their opinion and challenge when they feel that they have something really important to say and really wanting to stand behind their beliefs for something that's going on with the customer or for anything that you're doing.
Well, A, you're ready. You're more ready than a lot of people claim how ready they are. So you're ready. All right.
First and foremost, approach everything with curiosity. I think being curious and learning as much as you can is the foundation, right? I think without curiosity, you're coming in with a perspective, but you sort of lose out on like learning really what's going on here and anchoring on that problem for them and understanding how what we're doing and what is possible.
I think AI is such an exciting place to be. I think it's a product and a space that customers know they need to adopt, because if their competitors do and they don't, they'll be even further behind, right? But it's also really exciting to watch these companies adopt it and all the learnings that come from it and going on that journey with them. So advice I would give people is it's a really fun space to be in if you're ready to work hard, have to be on your toes 24/7, but be along for some transformational journeys within large, well-known customers.
Know the product. I think understanding what Writer can do is the best thing that you can figure out coming into a sales role, right?
I would say don't be afraid to ask tough questions, to push for clarity, to advocate for what you believe in, whether it's in the boardroom or during a negotiation.
I think the biggest thing would be spend so much time fully understanding the AI landscape, where it fits, who the players are, and the key differentiators.
Here at Writer, I think we have really audacious leaders who are unafraid to commit and set big goals. And you will realize the power and the creativity that you allow yourself to unlock within yourself by just saying like the craziest thing. And it's achievable. You have smart people. There's a saying, if you don't land on the moon, you get to the closest star, right? And that's what we're here to do.